Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to look at some of the crazy things people write to Dear Abby and the advice she gives them. These are real problems people have written to Abby and the answers she has given them. And you get to decide if you agree or disagree with Abby's advice. This is When Adult Children Go Dark by Worried Mama in Georgia. My adult son refuses to share his location with me. My son Travis is 21 and lives at home. He's in school and works part-time, often until the morning hours. He says he's with a girlfriend, but he won't tell me her name or where she lives. He doesn't sleep much at home and is elusive when I ask him questions. He goes days without responding to my texts. My husband, Travis's dad, says I'm being too hard on the boy and he needs space because he's an adult. My main worry is that he's involved in drugs. I can't shake the feeling that something isn't right. Is there anything I can do to get through to him? Signed, Worried Mama in Georgia. So let's just take a minute and talk about this letter. Here we have a mother who is clearly very worried about her son. He's not sleeping at home, so she assumes he must be doing drugs. I would imagine that one of the biggest worries for any parent is that their child is taking drugs. But she has no reason to suspect that he's actually taking drugs. She just thinks he's doing something he shouldn't be doing because he's not at home more often. If he's working late and then coming home late, why wouldn't he be exhausted and just go straight to bed instead of sitting around talking to his parents? Parents also need to remember that their children are growing up and their kids are becoming adults. At 21, he is an adult. So yes, he does need his space. Now, I'm not saying that she shouldn't be concerned about him, but her main fear is that he's doing drugs. He's keeping secrets from his parents, and that automatically makes her think he's doing drugs. If he's not doing drugs, then there really shouldn't be a problem with telling his parents where he is and what he's doing. As for the girl that he's seeing, he won't tell his parents her name or where she lives. Now, maybe that's because he doesn't want his parents to show up at her house unannounced. But it could also be because he doesn't want his parents to harass him about her all the time. If he's dating this girl, then she deserves some privacy as well. Just because you're redating someone doesn't mean that you have to tell everyone you know where they live and everything about them. And now for Abby's advice. She says, Travis is an adult, and it appears that he is holding down a job and handling his responsibilities. You say you are worried that he is involved in drugs? Have you asked him directly about it? It may be painful, but an honest conversation could put your mind at ease. If you find that he is using drugs, you will have to decide whether to come to his aid or cut him off. Your son needs to know that you love him no matter what. As for his girlfriend, just because he doesn't want to discuss her doesn't mean she doesn't exist. He will introduce you to her when he's good and ready. Your son is still getting used to the idea that he is an adult and capable of making his own decisions. Your husband is right. He needs space. Abby, I think, gave some very good advice here. She told the mother that she needs to stop treating her son like a little kid and start treating him like the adult that he is. She told her that he probably will come around and tell her about his girlfriend when he feels comfortable enough. So let's move on to the next letter. This one is titled The Dating Game.
I'll buy Confused in the South.
After one date, he calls me baby and says we're together. I had one date with a guy I met on an app. He picked me up, took me to a nice restaurant, and later walked me back to my car. During our date, he told me that he had never felt this way about anyone. By the end of the date, he was calling me baby and told me that we were together. I thought it was weird, but maybe that's just how he is. 2 weeks later, I moved from California to Alabama to be with him, said that we were together and didn't mention anything about breaking up. Within a few days of my arrival, he began acting as if we had been in a long-distance relationship for months. He told me that I should quit my job because I would be moving around a lot. Because we were together, he kept calling me baby and expected me to call him that as well. I did not want to call him that, but I didn't think much of it. He became angry when I didn't call him by that name and accused me of being standoffish. I finally had enough and sent him a text saying that I could undo a long-distance relationship, and I didn't want to hurt him. I told him that I needed space and to leave me alone. His response was a seething text saying that I would never contact him again. My question is, should I have called him instead of texting him, or was my way of handling this appropriate? Abby's response: Your way of handling it was appropriate. You were right to avoid an unpleasant conversation, especially since he had demonstrated that he can become angry and threatening over minor issues. This next letter is titled No One's Mom by No One's Mom. I am upset that my sister and friends don't understand my grief. They had babies and think that's the end of the story. I'm a 40-year-old woman who had a total hysterectomy because of uterine cancer 4 years ago. My ovaries were removed. So I won't go into menopause like other women my age. I'll never have children. I've been married for 13 years to a wonderful man, but we decided to pursue adoptions after we married. After my diagnosis, we had to put those plans on hold. I didn't realize how much I wanted to be a mother until I couldn't have children anymore. Recently, my sister, who is 3 years older than I am, criticized me for still being upset about not having children. She told me to get over it because it happened 8 years ago. I told her that it only happened 4 years ago and I'm still grieving. She got mad and said that I was being dramatic. My friends also don't understand. They had children and think that's the end of the story. I love my husband dearly and we have a wonderful life together. I still want to have a baby and I feel like no one understands my pain. What should I do? Signed, no one's mom. So it seems like the main issue this woman is having is that her friends and family do want to understand how she could still be upset over not having children. She's been dealing with this for 4 years and she's still crying over it. Now, I'm not saying that it's not okay to grieve over something like this. But after 4 years, you have to realize that it's not going to happen. So you either need to move on or accept the fact that you're not going to have children. And as for her sister, I agree that it was insensitive for her to say that her sister was being dramatic. But I can also understand why she's tired of hearing about it. For all she knows, her sister has been complaining about not being able to have children for 8 years. She's heard about it for 8 years, and she's tired of it. Her sister has been married for 13 years, and she's still going on about not being able to have children. This is very frustrating for her sister, who has moved on and has children of her own. As for Abby's advice, she says you experienced a painful loss, but it was not a death. So you may not have permission to grieve it the way you would the loss of a loved one. This means that your pain has gone mostly unspoken. That is why your friends and family are clueless. You have to speak up. I suggest seeing a licensed psychotherapist who specializes in grief. It's possible to grieve a future that won't be. Therapists can teach you how to manage your feelings so that you can stop being overwhelmed by them and focus on the happy aspects of your life. All right? So folks, I think this is a good place to stop. As usual, Abby's advice is spot on. These are all difficult situations, and there's no easy answers. But I believe that Abby gave the best advice she could. Hopefully you all enjoyed watching this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye.